I have a problem. Whenever I do screen recordings, and 90% of my videos are screen recordings, I often mess up. And if I mess up while...
It's fine, we all mess up in life.
Changing my mouse cursor position on the screen, then when I cut out that part in the video, the mouse cursor teleports. So the screen recording ends up looking like this. So I could try and learn how...
That was quite funny how he was doing like the animation like pew, 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 pew.
To speak without making a bunch of mistakes, but that's very hard and I'm bound to fail. So instead I decided that I'm going to attempt to make an app that would allow me to reset my mouse cursor position. You must think, he already opened this thing, the terminal, so he must already know what he's doing. Wrong. The only thing I know how to do when it comes to coding is how to create animations using a Python library called Manim. That's pretty cool, I know, but I've never built an app before. I hope this doesn't take 10 hours. So let's create a new folder using the terminal, mkdir for make directory, and let's do mouse app. Bonk. Now let's go inside of that folder, and here I want to create a virtual environment. Yes, I just recently found out what that means by reinstalling the library that I mentioned before, so I want to flex my skills. I think I can do that with the
if we have to do it, we can.
Like this, venv, virtual environment. Boom, beautiful. Essentially, it's like a separate folder on my computer where I can install all of the things I'll need to make the app, and if it's unsuccessful, I can just delete that folder and all the things I installed will go away with it. A disposable place.
Makes sense.
It says here activate with source.
Sounds pretty correct so far. It makes sense what he's doing.
Activate. Yoink. Beautiful. It says dog here, so I'm in probably. And this...
let's go back. If you see, it says ls mouse app. I wonder if he meant to do cd mouse app. I just wonder.
This is where my knowledge ends and ChatGPT begins. I've already come...
The power of AI. We're already using it.
Up with a prompt. I want to make a macOS app that saves and restores my mouse cursor position after clicking a keyboard shortcut. I want the app to track my mouse cursor, and when the cursor remains still for more than 1 second, I want the app to save its position. Then at any point, I want to be able to press a keyboard shortcut to reset my mouse cursor position to where it was saved during that 1 second of stillness. Can you write that for me? Well, hopefully can, or else I'm screwed. Okay, that looks promising.
It's okay.
It looks like I'm going to need to
if you mess up, doesn't mean you're screwed.
Time, threading, pine pot. Okay. How to install all of this. Open the terminal and run the following commands. Yoink.
That's not ChatGPT, is it? No, that's not ChatGPT. I don't think. That's interesting.
Here we go. After installation, you can verify the packages are installed correctly by running this. Okay, there are a bunch of packages installed. Wait. Oh, I think I installed this virtual environment not inside of a folder where I wanted to install it. I should have installed.
I called it. I said I think he meant to do cd mouse app. He did ls mouse app. So now he finally catches his mistake before he actually starts coding.
Installed it here inside the mouse app, and now it's here. Should I uninstall it somehow? Because instead of cd mouse app, I said ls mouse app. Professional programmer. And there you go. A bunch of stuff has just been installed inside of my mouse app folder. So now in theory, I should be able to create a Python file, touch mouse file.python, and then open it with vim. I don't believe it either. Actually, let's just do vim.
I'm scared.
Beautiful. Now I need to specify my interpreter path, Python 3, I think. And if I type something here, print oi, run Python file, boom. There it is. Okay, so now if I go into ChatGPT and paste all of this in, this is the keyboard shortcut that I can use to reset my mouse cursor. Okay, run the Python file, no module named pineput. Fantastic. Didn't I just install it? Now, while I'm learning how to...
I can already see he's running a Python version that's not in the virtual environment. He's on his normal desktop, so he's not actually using his actual virtual environment for the code.
Fix that error and how to code this app by blindly poking around, there's a much more efficient and fun way to learn new skills. That's why I partnered with Skillshare for this video. I've been wanting to learn a bit more of Blender since the last video to level up my video production skills, and with classes and learning paths on Skillshare, it's been easy to learn. Skillshare is the largest online learning community for creatives with thousands of classes led by...
That's actually quite cool. this software is actually collaborating with him. That's actually nice.
Industry experts across film, illustration, design, freelance, productivity, and more. Skillshare can help you take your career, skills, hobbies, passions, or side hustles to the next level. For instance, when I first started learning how to edit videos with Adobe Premiere Pro, Skillshare was incredibly helpful because of their learn by doing approach. There are great classes on DaVinci Resolve and Final Cut Pro for beginners as well. In fact, one of my favorite classes is actually from the same creator, and it's about productivity. In it, I learned a bunch of insanely valuable principles that I continue to implement to this day while making videos and growing my YouTube channel. Spring is a season of fresh start, so why not refresh your creativity?
I like that he's taking time, like doing his personal stuff, doing stuff in Skillshare, like learning, and then also making videos. I feel like that's a really productive person, in my opinion. He probably gets a lot done in a day, but we'll just have to see.
As the weather warms, we shake off the winter slump and refocus on our goals. The key to steady progress is building daily habits that support your growth. Whenever I try to learn something, I try doing it in small chunks, maybe 10 minutes a day, because real progress happens once.
I do that personally. I do it myself as well. Like, I like to take breaks and then learn.
Step at a time. And Skillshare has a variety of classes to help you stay inspired and build your creative momentum. I've also been teaching on Skillshare since 2022. I have a class about creating these cool animations with code with a Python library called Manim, and another one about using Google Sheets to track your expenses. So if you'd like to check out any of these classes,
making a way that so you can actually track your money,
you can do so down below. And the first 500 people to use the link in the description will receive a 1-month free trial of Skillshare. Get started today. Okay, back to fixing the code. UV pip install PinePot. Why did that not work? Okay, so it seems like it's already installed. VS Code is just not finding it somehow. Select interpreter. Oh, now it lights up green. Here we go. Run Python file. It's running. And Control-Shift-R. Oh, this process is not trusted. Input event monitoring will not be possible until it is added to accessibility clients. I need to go into my accessibility settings. And so do I enable the terminal or VS Code? Probably the terminal. This process is not trusted. So maybe the process is mousefile.python. I'm not sure I can even add this. Never mind. Oh, I can't select this file. Interesting. What if I do Visual Studio Code here? Run Python file. Oh, it doesn't say anything. So the mouse is here for 1 second. Then I move it. Command-Shift-R. Never mind. Okay, maybe I restart Visual Studio Code. Mouse is here.
If you go back, if you look at his terminal, stuff's not... Oh, that's the last test. But it doesn't look like it's running.
Never mind. Okay, maybe I restart Visual Studio Code. Mouse is here for 1 second. Command-Shift-R. Doesn't work. What if I run it from the terminal? So is it Python 3 mousefile.py? Now the mouse cursor is here. I move it. Command-Shift-R.
Whoa.
Nothing happens. Of course nothing happens.
Just disappeared.
Let's do Vim this time. Okay, what the hell does this do? That just makes me scared. Saved position equals none. Just creates a new variable with nothing inside of it. Last moved time equals time.track. So time, I assume, is something that's a library because it imported time over here.
Makes sense.
Lock equals threading lock. No idea what that does. Then here are a bunch of functions because stuff begins with def. Mouse listener, mouse thread, keyboard thread, keyboard thread start, mouse listener join. Interesting words. Here's a keyboard global hotkeys. Command-Shift-R on hotkey. Let's ask ChatMKBHD. When I run this app in my terminal, nothing happens when I click Command-Shift-R. Oh, it changed this line. With keyboard listener on press equals on press as listener. Interesting. So there's now no keyboard.
Why so many words?
I've modified the keyboard listener to correctly detect when Command-Shift-R is pressed. Okay, sure. This could work. Wait, how do I delete everything? D-Shift-G. Professional Vim user. Beautiful. :WQ and then Python 3 mouse file. Boom. Okay, please
He's doing it. He's slowly doing it.
Waits for 1 second. Command-Shift-R.
Whoa.
Nothing happens. Why does nothing happen? Does it have to do with the virtual environment? Because this app is running...
It's slowly going though, slowly and steadily.
Yes, this app should work in a virtual environment as long as the necessary dependencies are installed in that environment.
There's a big should in that conversation right there. If you look at that word right there, the word should, if it was actually correct, it would say yes. So there's still a possibility of it not working.
However, there are some caviar. On macOS, you
What
may
do you
need to
mean?
grant accessibility permissions for the script to control the mouse and keyboard. Go to System Settings, Privacy, Security, Accessibility, and add the terminal or script runtime, example Python. Ooh, here,
Makes
Command
sense.
Shift period to show hidden files, Python. That's grayed out. Okay, try running it with sudo python script. This is
Okay.
getting dangerous. Boink, my password.
Makes
Wait
me
for
scared.
1 second. Move it here, Command Shift R. What
Whoa,
if I do
just
Control
disappears.
Shift R? Nope. So what if I don't do the virtual environment? Disconnect. Wait, it's not disconnect. Quit. Disable. Close the
I think it's
terminal.
exit
So
if
let's
I'm
actually
correct.
go into
Correct me
this
if I'm wrong,
folder
but I
and
think if I'm
yeet the
correct,
.vnv
to leave
file.
a
And then what I want
virtual
is to install
environment,
those packages
you gotta
globally
type
on my system.
exit if I'm
which
correct,
I
if
think
I remember
I can
correctly.
do that just like this without creating a virtual environment. Okay. Then if I cd into mouse app and do Python 3 mouse file, no module named PinePut. Interesting. So it says it installed it here, but it doesn't find it. Which Python?
What do you mean you know, like you installed it, but you don't know where it is? Make that make sense. Oh. If you look, it says UV pip. That's using normal pip for Python.
3. Okay, so it's using
So you
my
need to use
actual
pip, not
computer
UV
Python, the main one, global Python. So
So,
why doesn't it see these packages?
I think that's his
Which
problem right there, is that he's not actually
GUI?
using the
Not
actual
found. So what if I
correct
do
one,
it
he's using a
here
different
instead of my
one.
user folder,
So.
PyAutoGUI? Not found. Where does UV install packages by default on Mac? It installs packages in the user's site packages directory. Okay, let's
site?
uninstall
Okay.
then. Let's use a different package manager. Once Python 3 is installed, you can use pip. Okay, let's try this.
I use
Stuff
pip
is
personally.
happening.
I like
Probably
pip.
means good news. So now if
That
I
is good
cd
news.
into my
You are
mouse
correct,
app
Bob.
and
That is
Python
good news.
3
We like that
mouse
news.
file, my mouse cursor is here. 1 second passes, Command Shift R.
Whoa,
Doesn't
just
seem
disappears
like it's
again.
working. So the virtual
From what I can see, that's what's going on. It just disappears.
environment was probably not the issue. Good to know after I just uninstalled it completely.
Probably not.
Let's actually keep track of the things that I install just in case. Let's do a little
That's
bit
a
of
smart idea.
debugging, shall we? Vim mouse app. I want to see
Okay.
if it actually saves any of my mouse positions. Here it says saved position. While true, time sleep something. So I think it
Okay.
waits 1 millisecond. Okay, so here, technically, if I add print position saved and say WQ, then it's going to print here when it saves my mouse position. Surely this works.
Yeah, it should.
Inconsistent use of tabs and spaces.
What
in
do you mean?
indentation. Really? What's inconsistent? I don't think that's inconsistent. Just my opinion, of course. I'm pretty sure it's not supposed to be here. While
Yeah.
true, it does a bunch of these things. Okay,
Maybe.
I just print here inside of the function. Here we go. Inconsistent.
What do you mean it's
tabs and
not
spaces.
working? It
Wait, this
doesn't want
should
to?
work, no? If I put it inside of this if statement, then when it runs, it's going to
Yeah,
just
it should.
print position
I
saved.
think,
Am I
right, yeah.
missing something? Okay, let's use Visual Studio Code. I don't trust Vim for indentations.
Yeah.
Like here, the indentation is correct. If last position and something, then do this and do this.
Yeah.
Or while true, do
Makes
this.
sense.
That would work. Doesn't work. How is it possible that I don't know how
It's
to
okay.
print something?
It
I
happens.
printed
We
OI
forget
before. What if I
stuff.
just put it here?
And it
Maybe
happens.
actually just at the beginning of it, right here. Surely this prints. What? An indent does not match any outer indentation level. What if I just paste it here completely randomly at the very beginning? Boom. Okay, it works. Beautiful. I mean, not beautiful because
Well,
it
if it
doesn't
works, it
work inside of the
works.
function. I
It's
didn't think it was
progress.
going to
That's
run
why I
into
like
a
to say it's
printing issue.
progress.
So let's instead paste it here. When I press the
Okay.
keyboard shortcut, I wanted to print got key press and run this
It's
file.
okay.
Why? Okay. Yes, so it should work. Why does it say inconsistent use of tabs and spaces? I am so lost, you don't even know. The app still does nothing when I run it. The PinePut library works well on macOS
Isn't that
for
what he was
detecting
using
key
though?
presses. Here's an example. Let's just yoink this example and try to create a separate Python file to test out if it actually works. And theoretically, this should print out the key that I pressed, the special key that I pressed, and if I released the key. If escape, it will stop listening.
Okay.
Let's then run this and see if it works. A, B, C, D, no. Oh, it doesn't work. So if it doesn't print anything, that means it's not detecting any keys. The keyboard library can also detect key presses, but
keyboard,
requires
okay.
elevated permissions. Run as administrator
Using
on
different
macOS.
libraries.
Yoink. pip3
Libraries.
install keyboard. Now if I do python 3 test.py,
Okay.
must be run as administrator.
Well, that's a different error.
Okay. Sudo python 3 test.py. Press escape to exit. Okay. What if I just press J?
Nothing, okay.
Nothing's working. Okay. Escape
Oh,
works.
space,
Keyboard add
okay.
hotkey space print variant, space was pressed.
Space.
Oh,
yeah.
only if I press
so it reads
space.
it. That's
Space
good
was
news.
pressed.
That's actually great news.
Okay, so the keyboard thing works. Could you use the keyboard library to write this app instead of Pineput? Python 3 mouse file. Boom. So now my mouse is here. I move it and press F8. Nothing happens.
Ooh, spaceship.
Wait, whoa. Mouse is here. Move it.
Stop
F8.
jumping.
Yo, no way. Oh, baby. F8 does something else because it selects my folder, but it teleports the mouse cursor back. Look at that. I just had to use a different library. Oh, there's a spaceship bouncing. Very mesmerizing. Anyway, Control C to quit. Oh, I can't believe this just worked. So now, if I want to change the keyboard shortcut, I should be able to make this hotkey different somehow. Could you use Command Shift R keyboard shortcut? Oh, it's just Command plus Shift plus R. Okay, let's yoink this. And does it work? Oh, key R is not mapped to any known key.
Doesn't like that.
It has limited support for macOS due to system restrictions. Also, CMD Shift R instead of Command. But it seems like it's not recognizing the R key, not the Command key. That's
but it's not. But it's the R, not the Command.
Known key. Either way, it works with F1. Now I also want to turn this into a nice application, like an exe file. Obviously, those don't exist on macOS. That I can just run and it works without having to open the terminal and navigate a bunch of folders to find the Python script and then run the Python script. Maybe I'll even add a logo to the app. I will most definitely regret trying to do this because it will most likely cost a lot of time, but nevertheless, I want to try. How do I turn a Python script into...
Yeah, I like it when people try it. Like, they give it their best shot. If you don't try at all, and you're just like, I'm not going to do it, then you shouldn't... Then get that mindset out of your head and actually just give it a shot. Try it.
To an application on macOS. You can use tools like py2app or py-installer. Okay, doesn't seem very complicated. Pip install py2app, create a setup script. In the same directory as your Python script, create a file named setup.py with the following content, build the application, run the following command in the terminal. You can now share this file with others. Oh, interesting. So this app will not have any user interface. So how will I then close it? I'm not sure, but I want to try. Also, another thing that I want to
can't really use it.
Technically,
it won't be an app.
Virtual environment using the keyboard library to see if it works. I'm just curious. UV-VNV, then source.vnv/bin/activate. Then I want to install this only, I think, which Python 3. It's using the virtual environment one. And now I want to run my program. Mousefile.py. Boom. And now if I click F1, the mouse cursor should teleport. Oh, yes, I need to do it as sudo. Assertion failed.
Whoa.
Data valid range failed. Abort. Oh, let's delete it. Did I forget to install something?
Just abort.
GUI. I think
we don't like it when you abort program. Just don't do that.
Interesting.
Don't do
that. If I don't run it inside of a virtual environment, then it works. Function F1. It no longer works. Wait. Oh, it works. I just haven't paused my mouse enough. Okay, so noted. Don't do any virtual environment stuff. That's gonna make me panic a little bit. Sure. RM.
I didn't like that. It didn't work the first time.
.vnv will delete the virtual environment, right? Yes. That was kind of scary. So let's try turning this into an actual
he knows more terminal knowledge than I do.
I need this thing, py2app. Let's yoink that here. Next order of business. In the same directory as your Python script, so in the same mouse.app folder, create a file named setup.py. Touch setup.py, then vim setup.py to go inside of it. And inside of it, I need to paste this. Yoink.
That's something different.
Equal to app.py. So in this case, mousefile.py. Beautiful. Orgv emulation true.
Okay.
What that does. Okay, seems legit. Run the following command in the terminal. Oh, what just happened? No idea. Escape doesn't work. Abort mission. Terminate. Whoops. Now I do Python 3 setup.py.
That was weird. I don't think I've ever seen that happen
this should
before.
Theoretically build an app inside of that folder. No module named install Rubicon. Obviously. Here we go. Boom. Something's happening. Hopefully no errors. No module named Rubicon.
That's all you have to do is just install stuff that's uninstalled.
Rubicon something, but just Rubicon not found. Okay, if the issue persists, you can try executing Rubicon from the build process. Modify your setup.py file by adding excludes. Oh, there we go. Excludes Rubicon. So add a comma here, then exclude Rubicon. Okay, this makes sense. So technically, that should work. Oh, more stuff is happening. Done. It says done. Mouse file. Application. What if I open it? Launch error. So what if I now move this application?
Wait, I don't have a Mac, so Mac people, can you help me this? But shouldn't it say .d or DMG or something, or for like app, or would it actually say application? I use Windows, so I have no idea. So, but Mac users that watch this channel, let me down in the description below if it's actually called that.
File
please and thank you.
Inside of my applications folder. Open, launch error. Okay, so I'm assuming that something's wrong with my actual Python file because it needs some instruction.
Well, how do you know it's not just the actual file that's actually making it? Like, how do you, like, what if it's not, like, let's the setup.py, what if it's not the actual app itself? That's a good question, but I'll have to wait and see.
Instructions on what macOS should open because it doesn't even know where it's supposed to open. It doesn't have an application window or something like that. What should a Python script include to be able to become a macOS application? A main Python script that contains your application's logic. Okay. A setup.py file that defines your application's configuration for py2app. This file should include this. Okay. A list of all required Python packages in the options directory under the packages key. Oh, it doesn't have all the necessary Python packages. So if I do packages,
kind of makes sense though.
Like this, and presumably I name my packages here. Those are Word and Py something. Py auto GUI. Does that make any sense? Let's try to rerun this. Boom, it's done. Ooh, that's so satisfying. Now if I open it, launch error. Beautiful.
Well, that's not good.
Anything else? If your application has a GUI, consider using a framework like something. It doesn't have a graphical user interface. Could you make this Python script ready for being turned into a macOS application? And now,
well, at least he's asking.
Yoink my script, paste it
I feel like you should always be nice when you try to do stuff.
Oh, it pastes with even more stuff. Oh, the colors palette just opened up. ChatGPT has the script. I'm saved not having to copy from Vim into my clipboard. Please be nice and spit out the answer.
Different things.
I had to include all of
just
those.
Trying to do that.
And time included as well. Okay, let's use this script and type error. Expected string, bytes or something. Maybe I delete data files because they didn't exist before. Name data files is not defined. Let's put those back in. Okay, so now it doesn't work anymore. Oh, it says your required packages here. Nice. If it gives me an error, then we have a problem, clearly. Oh, it's an error. Expected string, bytes or OS path-like object, not none type. How did it work?
That's not good.
Does this work? No, it's the first script.
It doesn't like anything.
Surely the first script.
It doesn't like what's going on.
Does it have to have a comma here? Yes, it does. Okay. Now this can't not work. It doesn't work. Okay.
It doesn't work at all.
How did it just go from working to not working even though I changed nothing? What if inside of options
it's okay. It happens. If stuff just doesn't work, just try to go back as far as possible.
It won't open. But if I add packages here, what if I remove these two packages? Because I'm pretty sure those two other ones are a part of Python, maybe? Okay. It's doing stuff. It's working. Oh, the icon changed.
No icon.
That
means
no, doesn't mean anything. Okay.
There was a chance, though. There was a chance.
I have to say. It's the next day. Mouse cursor has changed. Default macOS one. Can't go wrong with that. Wallpaper has changed.
Ooh, new
so
wallpaper.
much has changed. Link in the description, by the way. Look at how...
How can all of that change in like a full 24 hours? I don't know, he just does a lot before his recordings.
Clean paper his next day.
So it's 9:25. That could be PM or AM.
I have to say, it's the next day. Mouse cursor has changed. Default macOS one can't go wrong with that. Wallpaper has changed.
Do we care?
So much has changed. Link in the description, by the way. Look at how clean it makes the desktop look. We're having trouble finding this site. That definitely changed. We're good. Let's do some
investigation. Yay! It's happy.
Oh, there has to be an icon. A very great website for a bunch of icons is called Flat Icon, by the way. I've used it many times.
I use it.
If I type in mouse,
I use it myself.
Which one do we like here? I like this one. Why is it bent? Wait, what am I doing? Why am I yoinking an icon from somebody else? I can just make my own. Affinity photo. Wait, let's open up Mousecape. This is the default cursor here. What if I just Whoomp, and there's the icon. Whoa. How do I show that it teleports? Duplicate. There you go. That's gonna look so
That's a good
weird
idea. That's actually a really good way to actually
no
show
copyright
that.
issues with Apple here. PNG to
Definitely no
ICNS
copyrights.
converter. Beautiful. Look at that mouse logo. So it seems like this tutorial is using a different way to convert the Python code into an app by using the Py installer. I'm using, what am I using? Py2app.
Py2app. I'm not sure if that's good or not.
What to use for the icon with Py2app. You need to add the icon file option in the options. So icon file, path to your icon file. So inside of here, I go to the end, enter, and paste it in. So now if I do this, python3 setup.py py2app, maybe the done. Ooh, mouse file. It has a different icon. If I open it, launch error. At least it now has an icon. Data files. I don't have any data files. Okay, I don't actually know how to copy all of this to my
He's going against his own brain. His brain wants him to stop. He's going to keep going.
WPB copy. Okay, select everything. $WPB copy. Boom, it actually worked. Okay, I am completely stuck. This is the point where my brain tells me to give up and just use the Python script, but I'm not gonna do that, am I? No, I'm not. Oh, I can right click and show package contents. I can run this file. Now, what do all of these words mean? Oh, wait, I can just copy and ask ChatGPT. The error you're seeing is related to Py2app trying to load the Carbon framework, which has been depreciated and is no longer available in recent macOS versions. Solutions to try. Use Py
words are no longer words.
If your code or one of your dependencies is using Carbon through C types, words just keep getting more interesting. The specific error you're encountering is this. System library Carbon framework, no such file. Ooh, this is an Apple bot. They're shipping their Carbon framework with a broken symlink. You can launch the Python application from terminal directly without using the app wrapper. Whoa, it just opened and nothing happened. Open. Hello. Oh, it's jumping in my dock. It's so cool to see an app with my logo on it just jumping in my dock. Hello? That's awesome. Application not responding. But that means progress. Now it's
making progress. That's all code about progress.
Okay, slowly but surely. Maybe it's not responding because it doesn't have the right permissions. Okay, it's not responding still. Learn the cool trick. Show package contents. Contents and then open this thing. Whoa, which one? This one, right? Must be run as administrator. Wait, how do you open a file as administrator on macOS? I'm not sure how to do it without using the terminal. Sudo open and then drag in the app right here. Enter in my password. Wait, is it open? It doesn't say not responding. What if I do F1?
There we go.
No, nothing is happening. Oh, not responding. Never mind. The message you're encountering is indicating that the program is trying to access a resource or perform an operation that requires elevated privileges. Application not responding. Never mind. Must be run as administrator. Isn't it what I just did? Use the command admin user not root followed by open path to app. Didn't know su.
I thought it was only sudo, not su.
I didn't know that was a thing. And then I copy mouse file as path name. Hopefully this works. Enter in my password.
What do you mean sorry?
No problem.
I don't want an apology. I want you to work.
Why did you just say sorry? So will I have to modify this app to not use the keyboard library? If so, I'm not sure if I want to do this. I'm building a macOS app that needs sudo privileges to run. There's no chance I get an answer for that question. Prompt engineering. macOS provides a framework for requesting elevated privileges when needed. Ooh, this is the preferred method because it integrates with macOS security, prompts the user for their password in a standard way. Here's an example of how you can use it to request sudo privileges programmatically. Oh, programmatically.
That's actually pretty nice to have.
There it is. Please work.
Okay, come on.
Wait, it's not even here.
It's not even there.
Anything. Does that mean it worked?
No.
Does it reset my mouse cursor?
It's not there, then it didn't work, right?
At
least that's it, I think.
Okay, let's open this. This script needs to be run as an administrator, trying to relaunch with sudo. So if I just type in my password here, trying to relaunch with sudo forever. So what is
Doesn't like that.
Or maybe it's already working? It's not working. Straight to the trash. Okay, I'm retweeting. Okay, I just woke up. I have the sharpest mind in the morning. and no voice.
It's fine.
So let's figure
Some
this
of us people don't have voice in the morning, afternoon, midday. We never know. It's fine.
You can use the PyInstaller library to package Python programs as standalone executables. It works on Windows, Linux, and macOS. So I've been using Py2App, and I could be using PyInstaller. Okay.
So is that an
application? You need to get the special tool called PyInstaller. It's like getting a sticker making machine. I love the imagine I'm a 5-year-old prompt. Type this into the terminal and press enter. PyInstaller windowed mouse file.py. Enter. No, wait, this just works, right? Build complete. The results are available in mouse app dist. Mouse file, there it is. Now it has an interesting
That's a new icon.
Is that a Python? Open. Oh, please don't crash. Yes, that is a part of the Python logo. That's
a Python and like an
responding.
Old
What if I show package
storage
contents
container? I
and
don't
open
remember.
this inside
Floppy
the
disk.
terminal? Mouse file must
That's what
be
it's
run
called, floppy
as
disk.
administrator. This is so annoying. To ensure that your app requests administrator rights when it runs, you can use a tool like Platypus.
Platypus?
Okay, so I need Perry the platypus, and then I also need a new Python script that would run my other script using sudo.
Okay.
So let's create a new file, run with sudo.py, and paste this in, and the script that I need to run would be mousefile.py.
Okay.
Download Platypus. Oh, I can install it with brew. Platypus was successfully installed. Okay. Open Platypus. There it is. Yoink. Platypus not opened. Apple could not verify Platypus. Well, luckily I know what to do in these situations.
What do you do?
Into the applications folder, look for Platypus, control click, open.
I don't think it worked.
Right click, show package contents, and run this.
I was
Hold
working.
option and then click open. No. Hold control and click open. Hold command and click open. When I said I know what to do, I may have been lying.
It's
it's inside settings. Platypus was blocked to protect your Mac. Open. Boom. Okay. Resuming the procedure. In Platypus, set the script field to point to run with sudo.py. Script type Python.
That's actually really nice to have.
Script. So it's this one, run with sudo. Interface, text window, none. Run with root privileges. Ooh. Bundled files copied into the application's resource folder. Oh, so maybe I should add my mousefile.python file here. Strip nib file to reduce app size. Create symlink.
I have no idea what that means. For being honest, I have never heard of that.
To get an icon, and there it is. Open. Okay, now it needs to run with sudo. Wait, it's running. Mouse cursor here. Here, F1 doesn't work. Not great news, but the app is running. At least it's not crashing immediately. Oh, what am I doing? If I can run this, okay. I don't even need this. Run with sudo then. I just need
keep it
my
just in case though. That's what you should do. Keep it just in case.
With root privileges. And I can also change the icon. Look at that. Create app. There it is. Mouse file. Open. Enter in my password. It's running. Please work. F1 doesn't work. Slow baby steps. What if I open this? No module named keyboard. What? Wait a second. So it seems like this app doesn't find the library keyboard, which I import into my Python file. And why not? Add bundled files. Add the entire Python site packages directory. I go into the site packages and add everything. Boom. Now this should definitely work, right? Somehow I don't have high hopes. Whoa, where's my app? Oh, it put it inside site packages. Whoops, it hasn't crashed. Does it actually work?
Well, you shouldn't say that because then it probably won't work.
Surprise. Show package contents, run the file. No module named keyboard. Really? Okay, so my app does have a bunch of site packages, but they're inside site packages. So what if I move them from site packages inside, just teleport somewhere else. Move them inside of resources. Where did I
don't know.
So if I run it now,
he's just bring them everywhere.
It doesn't say anything. Wait, does it work? Function F1. Oh, it did do something. Boop. It works.
Did it work? Did it actually work?
The actual mouse file, enter in my password. Python quit unexpectedly. Mouse file would like to control this computer using accessibility features. Yes, please. Open now. Is it open? It is open. And the moment of truth. Does it reset my mouse cursor? Boop.
Oh.
So if I run
we were all hyped for that and it didn't work.
It does work, but if I open it normally, there's a rocket ship. And there's 2 mouse files.
2 of the files and also a rocket ship.
I'm so close to getting this to work. I think I found something. App execution environment. When running the app by double-clicking, the environment is different than when running it from the terminal. So maybe that's why it doesn't work. Meanwhile, I also figured out how to yank from Vim and have it copy straight into my clipboard. Look at that.
He's learning.
Beautiful. Would you like to know the secret?
Yes, I'd like to know the secret.
Go into your Vim RC file and set these 2 commands. Set clipboard this thing unnamed and set clipboard this thing unnamed plus.
Okay.
Now whenever I select something and yank it, it yanks straight into my clipboard. Boink. Isn't that just beautiful?
Not bad.
We're slowly crawling closer, I feel
It's okay. Takes time.
And it doesn't work still. Of course it doesn't work. I've been doing this for way too long. I think I'm giving up. There's no way. It just doesn't work and I have no clue what to do.
Okay.
This is taking way longer than I expected. Like 69 times longer. I think I'm giving up. I just tried for 1 more hour to figure this out.
Another hour
Not
to
even
actually
close.
try to do
set up
it.
this helper script.
He's committed. Okay, we can say this. He's committed.
Opens my Python
He's committed
file
to do
with
it.
sudo, and then inside of my actual code, I have this to check if the script is running as sudo, and if it's not, then it calls the helper script to run it with sudo. But it doesn't work. It works if I run it as a Python script, but it doesn't work if I run it as an application. No matter what I do, it just doesn't work. I know this is possible by
if it doesn't work, it doesn't work.
Have made apps that require getting input from the keyboard. So they also have to run some things as sudo, and they have figured it out. But I can't figure it out. I have no clue why it doesn't work. It's time to end this.
So thank you guys for watching the video with me. Have a great rest of your day. Peace out.